Alright, welcome back again to this video. So, previous video we talked about some system administrative command. So in this video we are going to be talking about networking commands, right? So what are some commands that we can use for our networks? So without wasting time, let's go right to the video. So the first one we have on our list is ifconfig, right? So what this does is that it shows us our network interface, like you are seeing right here. So this gives us access to our IP address and all, right? So it gives you information about your environment. Remember, we are in our VirtualBox environment, so everything that is here, if you delete your VirtualBox, everything is gone, right? Using your local environment. And remember our video where we talked about your networking settings, right? So you don't give access to your main host computer. Okay, so the next one that we have is the IP config, IP address, right? So this will give you the IP address of your device. As you can see here, we have our IP addresses like localhost, you can also see. But our main IP address is masked, right? You won't see it. But this is our Kali Linux environment inside VirtualBox. So this is our IP address. You can use this to know the IP address of the system you are logged into. So another one you can use is the IP link, right? You use the IP link to check your network details. So you can see look back and see every information about your device, right? You can see every information about the network device. Then we also have IP route. So we have IP route, which IP route is used for you to check your routing tables, right? So you can see your different routing tables and everything that has to do with your routing tables in that particular network, on that network rather. Then we have route, right? So the route is used to display routing tables, as you can see. So we have gateways and your destination and all of them. So the network configuration usually can be seen when you use route. So the routing tables can be seen from using route, right? Then we have this like this CLI, right? So it's network manager command, right? That's what it means. Network manager command line 2. So if you click on it, you can see it tells me that I'm connected to wired connection and external connection as well. So here you can check the information about the network you are currently connected to and all that, right? Then we also have, I think it's not finished. So we also have this. So you can just scroll through until you see the end. Then you press Ctrl C to exit from it. Then we also have IW config. We have IW config, which is wireless interface, right? So you see no wireless interface or no wireless extension. Then we also have DH client. We have DH client. Get some right. So DH client, which will tell us all the, okay, mine don't have it, so I need to install it first. But if you run the DH client, yes, if you run the DH client, it's supposed to tell you your DHCP client, right? Okay, so that is for network configuration. Then we can also do network troubleshooting. If your network is not working, probably you are visiting a particular site, the site is not responding, or after some time, probably after a major update on your server, some services are not working as they should. You want to troubleshoot, right? You can use one of them that we use is ping. The ping is used to test if the network is up or down, right? There is a network connected or something. So if we say ping google.com, for example, and we press enter, so this is a response from Google showing that this particular network is up. If I say ping 127.0.0.1, now you see it's responding because this is a local IP, but based on the fact that I'm connected, it's showing that it's connected. So let's try to ping a random IP address 123.123.123.0, right? And then we wait to see. So you can see that this one is taking time because this particular IP is actually, I just formulated it, so I'm not sure if it's actually an existing IP address, right? So after some time, it's going to show us timeout, right? The host is not up. So that this is how you can check for IP address. You can ping IP addresses, ping them. So the purpose of that is to check if they are connected or they are down or offline. The next one we have we have is what? Is route, trace route. So we have trace, then route like this, right? So when we say trace route google.com, like this. Is it correct? No, it's not. Google.com. Okay, so if we say trace route, so the trace route helps us to trace the network path, right? The network path. That's what the trace route helps us to do by tracing the network path. Then we have domain system lookup, nslookup, right? So the nslookup helps us to query the domain DNS. So let's say nslookup google.com. If you do something like this, so it helps you to check this is the server, the address, then you have your device name and everything. So DNS lookup, name server lookup, that's what it stands for, right? So you can also check for advanced DNS. So let's say dig. Let me just use my because I don't know. Let, let's be safe. So let's say dig this, and let's see. Let's respond this slowly. Okay. So here we have the information that this is returning for us, right? So that is for our domain. If we want advanced DNS query, we use the dig, right? So it gives you more advanced DNS query, right? And if you scroll, you see that the commands are much. The is it called, the return, what it returned, the output. You can just scroll through and see information that you want to see. Then if you want to check for active connection, you say telnet, right? uh, Actually it's netstat. It's netstat like this, network statistics, right? Then you say to I think it's like this. So if you run it, so only servers, you can see your active connection. So with this, you can see where your device is connected to and what is connected to your device. So if you see a strange connection, you can easily disconnect from it or something, right? So you can also check for socket connection. So you can say ss dash this. You can check if you have any socket connected, right? Then we also have network diagnostics, right? So if you can diagnose your network by giving it a host name, so 192.168.0.1. If you do something like this, it tells me that this is not installed on my device, so I need to install it. So these are some basic network troubleshooting commands that you need to master, right? You need to master them. So other network configuration device commands that you need is UFW, which is for firewall, right? So let's say UFW status, status like this. So it says it's not installed. I think I'll need to install these things. So what this does is it's going to check if your firewall is up or not. I think I'll just install this one now. Sudo apt install ufw, right? Enter my password. Then it's going to, no, my password is wrong. Interesting. That's no installation chaotic. No, I'll check their this thing and see how it's installed. But that's your firewall, right? This is firewall manager. So when you install your firewall, mine is not installed yet. But if it was installed, you just need to say ufw status. Then you see it will go tell you either active or not active, right? So you know if it's active, it means your firewall is active. Then if your firewall is active, you can use ufw, right? Allow 22, so slash tcp connection. Okay, so what this does is that you are telling your firewall that allow connection from port 22. Port 22 is ssh. So if you allow port 22 to be open, it means that anybody can just try to SSH into your server, right? A person, someone can try to SSH into the server, but if you don't want anybody to SSH through port 22, you have to just disable port 22. And if you disable port 22, you need to provide alternative means of SSHing into your account, either by restricting connections to a particular IP address or enabling it only when you need it. You are totally in control of that, right? Then we also have, uh, let's proceed. We also have, if you, let's say UFW enable like this, in case it's showing that it's not, how is it called? In case it's showing to you that the system is disabled or is not running, you can enable it, right? You can also list all your system, your firewall system. You can say firewall, right? Dash cmd dash list dash all, right? Like this. Now it's going to tell you, oh boy. Okay, firewall is now also installed on my own. Amazing. Okay, you can use that to check for total firewall. We also have IP table, right? You can list out all your IP tables. This S IP tables. It's going to tell you your IP tables permission denied. So you say sudo IP tables dash L like this, and now it's going to show you your IP table, right? Okay. So for SSH, we are going to do more video on SSH, right? But if you want to SSH into any server, all you need to do is say SSH. Then, for example, I have praise. Then at what's the IP address? Let's say 127.0.0.1. Right? If I do this, it's going to says connection to this port. Connection refused, right? And this is actually a local host. It's not a real host. So that's how you SSH into a file. If you want to generate new SSH key, it's SSH key gen like this. Then it's going to generate a new SSH key. SSH key is important when you want to log into SSH. When you want to SSH into a server, right, remotely. So you use the key instead of password. We recommend using keys because keys are stored with you. Meanwhile, if somebody should be able to guess your password, they can SSH into your server. But for somebody to get your key, your system needs to be compromised first, right? So keys are also good. So we are going to make more videos on this, and then we understand better, right? All right. So if you have not subscribed, this is the right time to do so. subscribe to this channel. There are more videos that we are going to be dropping, and in this channel you are going to learn a lot about the cyberspace, right? So subscribe, share with your friends, comment, drop your thoughts in the comment section, right? See you in the next video.